look dry and beautiful looking weather for this Independence weekend. This is Dave Casey here. You are tuned into the West Texas Roundup of News and Talk. I want to thank you for joining us. I want to thank you for listening. And I want to thank you for punching in. I know there's options, but we appreciate you here at K-Well. That is a fact. Let's get right to these phones. You're on with Dave Casey on 1070 AM and 107.1 FM. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, Dave, I've heard you say a couple of times about organizing, and I've heard a couple of people who are saying, let's go to war, and that they're willing to take a bullet. And I just want to ask, these people who are willing to take a bullet, why don't you have the courage to go up to Hobby Lobby or Michael's or one of these craft stores and get you some poster board and make a sign, and let's go stand out on these street corners, a different one every single weekend, and let people come approach us, and let's start educating people. I mean, if you don't have any courage, you're just a loudmouth, a stupid phone warrior, if you're not willing to get out here in these streets and take a little bit of ridicule because, well, I don't want to stand out there and look like one of them goofy protesters and have people make fun of me, but you think you've got the courage to take a bullet. If you don't have the courage to take a little bit of ridicule and stand up for what you believe in, then you ain't got the courage to take a bullet. You're just talking tough. And that's what we need to do, is be out here with protest signs every single weekend in this town. We need to be out there collecting signatures to try and change some of these things within our city government. What we can control, we need to take control of and get on the ballot and take control. And that is whenever these people that we're saying that we are so sick and tired of, when they see that we are taking control at our local level, they're going to start shaking in their boots.
And out in the street, not on the street burning cars, breaking into businesses, looting and robbing and stealing. Out in the street, like you said, with signs.
Yeah,
demanding
it's peaceful.
Yeah, peaceful. It's got to be peaceful. If it's not peaceful, it's going to play right into the narrative. Oh, look at those right-wing wackos. They're the problem. They're the trouble. But listen, Glenn Beck had almost 1 million people in Washington, D.C. 5 years ago. No violence, no trouble, no mess, cleaned up the mall, cleaned everything up. Now he's going to do it again in South Carolina. I would love to go. I would love to be there. I don't have the remote equipment to go there and do the show and be there, but I would love to be there, and that's how it starts. He's going to have dynamic speakers. He's going to give amazing speeches. He's going to encourage people to be active in participating in our system the way it's designed. Our system is designed, by the way, this is conservatism. Yep. Traditional values. Our system is designed to have a peaceful transition of power through the voting process. Anything outside of that, revolution and all these things, is not American. Because the Revolutionary War was before this country existed. So you can't say, well, a revolution is American. No, it's not. American is our system. Peaceful transition of power through the voting ballots.
And let me tell you, I mean, I do this pretty much every weekend, but I normally go over to Odessa because there's people that are willing to do this, and we have people stop, come up, talk to us, and it gives us a chance to educate these people, to give them some paperwork, to tell them about these issues that they're like, well, and it gives you the chance to talk about things in a way that maybe the talking heads on the news aren't talking, to put it in simple layman's terms that anyone can understand, and then all of a sudden it clicks, and they're sitting there shaking your hand saying, well, I appreciate you being out here, and I appreciate you taking the time to educate me on this, because I really didn't know. And a lot of people, the attention span of the American public, this is why Twitter is so popular and why it's down to, like 15, 20 words or however many characters it is, and it's because, and that's why Twitter is so popular, is because the average American doesn't really have the time, or maybe not necessarily they don't have the time, but they don't have the desire like you or I do to sit down and read. I mean, you see me, I send you tons of stuff that I read. Yep. And you probably sit there and wonder, how the heck does this guy read all this stuff?
No. That's
But-
how you get information.
Yeah,